We go tough, we go fast, and we go physical. Understand again who you play for. Understand again what you represent here. Every single time you put on this uniform. All the guys that played before you. Understand that. Wear that jersey with pride every single time you are on this field. Cheer your teammates on for 48 minutes. Make plays, and you'll be 1-0 after tonight. Let's go, Let's go crazy!
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Jaden, Sean Morris,
Welcome to Pascack Valley TV. I'm Matthew
Vincent, and Rob Goodwin. The Wolfpack have won the toss and will receive.
Look at the standings here. They have some tight competition and the kickoff.
The Wolfpack will take over on their own 31-yard line.
The course was created by the Daily Record, Star Ledger, Big Time Magazine, NJSCA, and twice by the Morris County Football Association. Playing Pascack Valley, who has a 6-2 record. Head coach Len Cusimano, assistants Adam Preciato, Bill Weigel, J.J. Moran, Brendan Morrissey, Justin Barasano, Dave Williams, and athletic trainer Bill Rieger. A pass, middle of the field, wide open, and he's brought down at the Valley 35. Jacob Morris under center for the Wolfpack. He will be the quarterback for the evening to start the game for the Wolfpack.
The Panthers 38.
Number 3 is a senior, plays quarterback and defensive back. Morris has 141 pass attempts, 53 completions, 770 yards, 4 TDs, and 7 interceptions on the season. A run play is gobbled up by the Valley defense. Some of the stalwarts on the defensive end for the Valley include Kai Smith, Dante Ricciardi, Jake Merlino, Colin Foley, Delaquilla, Ashton Kaczynski, Marley Smith, Colin Kraus. And after a deep ball brings Wes Morris over the middle, Morris a pitch play. Taken down. Doesn't move the chains on that play. And it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and a yard. Tennessee's high here. The stands are packed with fans. Wes Morris has a nice crowd on the opposite side of the field as the sun sets. Beautiful night in the Valley. Leaves are changing. It certainly is Friday night lights here. Garrett Crisp lined up alongside Morris. And they have a man one-on-one at the tight end position. A handoff and a big tackle play on 3rd made by Kai Smith. 4th and 1 play here. And it looks like they'll go for it. Adam Shaw warming up on the sideline with Dante DaCosta for the Panthers. Shaw was a running back, transitioned to quarterback, and has led Pascack Valley at the position all season, leading them to their 6-2 record. He's got great legs, a great run game alongside Kevin Regula. We'll see if they get a chance to take the field. Defense has to come up with a big stop. And a run play. And he's able to move the chains.
Crisp takes the handoff for about 3. It'll be a Wolfpack 1st down as they are near the red zone.
Wolfpack gained the 1st down. Wes Morris has an array of running backs. Garrett Crisp has 77 attempts, 536 yards. Brady Bencherwicks has 27 attempts, 219 yards. And the list goes on and on. There's 5 other players that have run 100 yards this season or have had more than 20 attempts. And the handoff from Morris. Another run play to the outside. Valley defense makes a stop. Wes Morris has a solid history in recent years under Kevin Henley. He is a top-rated coach in New Jersey. I mentioned before all the accolades he received. He began in '97. He's looking for his 190th win tonight. If they end up on the losing side, it would be his 100th loss. You can imagine how many games you have to coach to get to that position. And another handoff. They find the gap, but Jake Merlino comes up with a tackle.
Crisp gets another carry. This goes for about 4 yards.
Now is Garrett Crisp on the rush. He's got another carry on the night. Looks like they're starting with their best running back. Garrett Crisp has 2 TDs on the season, 500-plus yards. And a run to the outside, and he's brought down on a 3rd down attempt.
Number 2, Owen Deedy on the tackle for loss.
Owen Deedy comes up with that tackle. He plays both sides of the ball. He's the top receiver for the Pascack Valley Panthers and comes up with a big play. He's also a senior captain, part of a great family, the Deedy family. Their family, you could stop and talk to them, whether you're at Fitness 19 and it's his older brother Sean or his mother at ShopRite. Defense is going to have to make another big stop on 4th down. They line up. Notice that West Milford's big on the wing T formation, and a pass from Morris, and it's knocked down by Mark Delaquila. A big stop on 4th, and that'll turn the ball over. Adam Shaw will get a crack at it. First time Panthers offense is on the field. Now, Pascack Valley's last 5 games, let's go back. October 20th, 21-14 win against Bergenfield. That was here, Pascack Valley. Field flooded, didn't play the second half. October 13th, 48-27 win. The rumble for the rail against Riverdale. That game was close and knotted up before Kai Smith had a punt return to end the first half, and from there, they took off and won that game. October 6th, they won against Montville. September 29th, had a win against Demers, 47-14. And on September 22nd, they lost to Northern Highlands in a close game, 14-7. Here we go. Shaw. The handoff to Kevin Regula, who will get things started for the Panthers on offense with a rush. Len Cusimano has always trusted in the run game. That's been the patented offense for the Panthers for generations. You look at the last number of top players in the program. Jake Williams, one of them running back, 2019. He put up an 1,000-yard season. Kevin Regula can achieve that tonight. He's at 962 yards. He just picked up a few more on the first play. Shaw looks for a receiver, hits DaCosta, who gets a few yards, runs out of bounds. Number 17 with the catch. He leads the team in touchdowns with 2. He's tied with Owen Dede, who also has 2. He had a touchdown last week, Owen Dede, that is, number 2. Made a big play on defense on the first drive for the West Milford Wolfpack. Let's go back a few years. Look, Pascack Valley's had some up and down seasons. This is a playoff match for them, a home field advantage, and they're going to look to make some noise in the playoffs. As they're a team that's capable. They have skill players at every position. They have a player like Regula at the back. Picks up a few yards on the first rush attempt on a new set of downs. Second down coming up. They're going to look to run the ball as Regula has been an engine for the offense this season. Between 25 and 10, the Panthers have really run their offense through those 2 players. Adam Shaw, former running back, favorite pregame song, Diamonds by Rihanna. Valley's tightly packed in their formation. They send Owen Dede in motion. And Shaw goes to take it himself, but he's brought down. And third down coming up. Went for a fake play, tried to fake the jet sweep to Dede. Shaw took it himself. He was a running back growing up, and he said that's the position he was at until this season. Enis Feratovic was informing me earlier this week that Shaw was asked to switch to that position this season because he was such a great athlete. They figured they could move him from running back to quarterback, and he had the arm, he had the legs. Why not make him a dual threat like a Lamar Jackson? Shaw rolls out, shakes off one tackle, tries to go up in the air, and before it could get picked off, a Pascack Valley lineman comes up with the ball, gets brought down, and there was a flag on the play. And that'll bring upon fourth down. Flag was picked up. 4th and 8. Cusimano energizing his team on the sideline right now. Got to keep the energy here. 0's on the board for the first 2 drives. And the punt coming up. And the punt is muffed. West Milford coming up with a huge play blocking that punt. It looked like it came off the fingertips of Tom Borgia, one of the better defenders for the Wolfpack.
On Valley's 25-yard line.
Tom Borgia has 66 total tackles on the season. He's one of the stalwart defenders for the Wolfpack. Came up with a big play there. And now the Wolfpack will be within a few plays of the red zone. We've seen a lot of these types of plays happen against the Panthers the last few games. We've seen everything you could imagine. Rainstorms, hailstorms. This season has been full of adversity, but the Panthers have found a way to fight through all of it, led by Coach Len Cusimano. He's no stranger to adversity, whether that's within the locker room, weather effects, the transition from one coaching regime to another. He's seen it all. And at this point, now is the time for this team to take the next step, and he sees that. At the beginning of the year was a transition year. They played so well, it's thrusted them into the spotlight to compete at a 6-2 record. Morris, the handoff, and another tackle on Jackson Corkery, another one of the top players for West Morris. Corkery with 43 attempts, 189 yards, and 2 touchdowns this season. He's also a big player on the opposite side of the ball. A lot of the running backs also play defense in Henley's system. A lot of them lead the way. Tom Borgia, I mentioned before. Gavin Drown, Bryce Camerata, Tyler Wu. They've all had touches on the ball. Sam Rizzuto. Garrett Crisp also on the defensive side of the ball. He's had a forced fumble this season as well. Crisp, number 2. Morris, the handoff again to another back. Running up the gut, and the tackle's made. A pile of humanity. The chains are moved, and the Panthers are now defending in dangerous territory. As the sun's setting in the valley, we could have the first big play of the game. 2 minutes on the clock, first quarter.
Takes the carry. They'll take it for a first down.
Corkery with the carry there.
From the 14-yard line.
They're running Corkery, and they're interchanging between Corkery and Garrett Crisp. Jacob Morris has not really utilized his arm yet tonight. The first play of the game was a launch ball to the PV logo. We'll see what they come up with here. They're lined up to the left, have a stack to the right. A man's in motion, and the handoff. A shake of the tackle from Merlino, but he's brought down on first. I didn't even mention players like senior Jake DeFusco, 22 attempts. Jacob Morris, he's also taken 23 attempts at the run game, 13 yards, and he has 2 touchdowns. Be interesting to see how teams integrate plays like the tush push. See now the Eagles are kind of innovating that. The 49ers began that with Jimmy Garoppolo. And this season they went to the Super Bowl. Wolfpack lined up. They have a man one-on-one to the left. Looks like Andrew Whipple and Gavin Drown. A launch ball off to Corkery. And Merlino brings him down, and he takes a back shot from Delaquilla. And now they're in the danger zone. West Morris smelling blood on the first potential touchdown of the game. It's 3rd and 5 with 35 on the clock. Valley's going to have to come up with a defensive play here. They've hung in games where they've had to keep it a tight game. They've hung in games where there's been a lot of offense from both sides. Riverdale really bought the heat on offense. And end of the first quarter coming up. We have zeros on the board, no scores. The sun's setting over the valley. West Milford with a big punt block, and that's allowed them to put a little bit of the pressure onto the Panthers. No score on the board right now. So we head into this second quarter now. Let's talk some history. Playoff history between both teams. Pascack Valley, 23-16 historically. Playoff record. State sectional champions 6 times, 65, 66, 69, 90, 2013, 2014. Ryan Patty, who's covering the game for NJ.com on the field right now. He's walking along Tom Jolly, a photographer from Hillsdale. Works in conjunction with the newspapers, and Andre Dabagian, films by AD. Check his work out. He makes a highlight video at the end of the year and highlight videos each week on his social media pages. They're covering the game. for all of their respective media outlets and the work they're doing. Ryan Patty was here for that 2013 season when they won. They went back-to-back under head coach Craig Nielsen. West Morris has an interesting history. They're state sectional champs 9 times, 82, 91, 95, 2001, 04, 09, 2021, and 2022. So recent success in the program, and that's why that 4-5 record doesn't speak to the capabilities under Coach Kevin Hennelly. 2021, they went 10-3. 2020, 8-3. 2021, they won the NJSIAA tournament. They won the Group 3 championship 53-14 over Cranford. And in 2020, they lost in the semifinal to guess who? Pascack Valley's rival down the road, Old Tapan, by a score of 21-14. And the playoff to Cork Arena, flags up. And fighting for yards, but as mentioned, the yellow's on. The yellow cloth is down on the ground. We'll see what the flag was.
Holding on the offense.
And the penalty's on the offense, so they'll have to march back a few yards, and that'll give Pascack Valley some breathing room.
Third down will be replayed. It'll be 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15 coming up. The Panthers get some breathing room from a flag toss. And West Morris set back a few yards. They're really running the ball through Corkery. Morris has only used his arm once tonight. They've passed the ball off on virtually every other play. And the fake handoff. Morris over the top. Has a man. Touchdown. The West Morris Wolfpack strike first. And it's Tyler Wu, number 33, with the reception over the middle. If you're just joining us on PVTV, West Milford has scored to start the second quarter. We have a sideline cam tonight. Mike Sherman and Mike Tedesco in the booth, working the graphics and the stream. Shout out to our incredible crew. And the extra point is good. 7-0 Wolfpack. Draw blood in the opening minutes of the second quarter on the second play of the drive. We're flagged on the first. Try to run play to Corkery, and announcer's curse. Mention how Morris hasn't used his arm yet tonight on his second pass. He finds Tyler Wu for a touchdown. 33 came down with that over the middle, about 10-yard reception, and the Panthers on home turf are facing a deficit to begin the second quarter. Tyler Wu, that's his 10th reception of the year. He had 81 yards before this, and he had not recorded a touchdown this season. So Tyler Wu, first touchdown in a playoff game. There's not much more energy you could get. Now, talk about a lift of the spirit for Tyler Wu, player that has been utilized in the receiving game, but has not recorded a touchdown yet. That's a confidence boost, and West Milford on away turf had to travel a ways to get here. They play in a tough division, and now against an out-of-division opponent, they draw blood. Corkery with the punt. He's doing it all. And a run up the middle. Looked like there was a shot there for Ashton Kaczynski, but he's brought down. If he could get 1 or 2 more blocks, might be able to run that all the way back. And Pascack Valley's second opportunity. Shaw almost threw an interception, but a lineman came up with the ball, and he was able to fend that off. The Panthers didn't turn the ball over. Got to be good to be lucky, and they got lucky on that play. Panthers will look to get Kevin Regula going here. Player has 19 touchdowns on the season. Shakes off a tackle, and he's brought down. 25. He is the engine for the offense, Kevin Premium.
Shaw opens up the drive with a handoff for Regula. It'll go for about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Shaw opted to hand off the ball again. He's a dual threat. They have Regula. They haven't used their receivers often this season, but they've established such a strong run game. They have a running quarterback. A strong running back who has the ball. Shakes off one tackle. And he's stymied again. Just short of the down. Oh, he gets the first. Regular broke one tackle, was able to get that first. He's a workhorse. He's not just a through the tackles type of running back. He's also been able to break some tackles this season, and he does it all. He's able to juke. He's able to run through and break tackles. He's tall. He's not necessarily your stocky type of running back, but he's strong. We've seen that as he's faced adversity himself this season. Shaw, they hand off to Kai Smith. Kai Smith brought down on the first play there. I'd also like to apologize. I mentioned that Kevin Regula was injured last game. He was not, far from. He was actually on the sidelines. I misread that. Don't have the screen in front of me, and I don't know how I missed it. When I went back to review the call, I noticed, and it was a big gaffe, so I apologize to his family, to Kevin. That was a poor judgment on my end and my part. I thought the ambulance on the field was for a regular who went down with simple calf cramps, from what Coach Moran had informed me after the game. I deeply apologize for that. I know there were a lot of family members watching, a lot of people that care for not only the athletes, but just the people in general. Regula lines up for a fake flea flicker, and Shaw is fighting and brought down. They try and strip him of the ball, and there's third down. Another rush attempt. It didn't go very far.
He's tackled by number 41, Luke Gauss. It'll be 3rd and 8 from Valley's 45-yard line.
3rd and 8 at the 45. Adam Shaw this season has 97 attempts, 585 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 70 rushing attempts, 520 rushing yards, and 3 rushing TDs. So he's certainly that running quarterback. He's always got 25 to his side. Pascack Valley loves utilizing the running back, who's now open on a flat, and a pass off, and it's picked off one-handed. Dede with the drop. It's picked off by Gavin Drown, one-handed right before he went out of bounds.
Shaw's pass is deflected and intercepted.
Dede looks like he's cramping up on the sideline.
The Wolfpack will take over. It'll be 1st and 10 for them.
Dede talking to Coach Cusimano, and he's going to the bench after the drop. They'll have a trainer look at him. Andrew Shaw is a sophomore. My apologies, Adam Shaw. He's a sophomore. Tall, has the legs. So far this game, he almost was picked off on the first drive, and he was picked off just there, and there's a hold. The quarterback, Jacob Morris, goes for a few extra yards, but that'll be brought back. There was a hold on the offense, so that'll bring them back again. That's the second time they've taken an offensive penalty. The foul set them back, but that didn't set them back on the last drive where they scored a touchdown. Tyler Rue, number 33. Jacob Morris, his second pass play of the game, a touchdown. 8:04 on the clock, 7-0 West Morris Wolfpack. Valley's going to need to find some life here as West Morris came up with a blocked punt and an interception just now to turn the ball over on 3rd down.
Ball is spotted on the
From Pascack Valley star receiver Owen Dede, who had a touchdown last game in the pouring rain. I keep mentioning the weather, but the Panthers have really lucked out. It's home turf and a beautiful night. They've faced some tough weather conditions. On September 9th, they had to play away because their field flooded from a hailstorm. And Morris under center. Launches one over the middle and has a man. A deep ball again. This time to Bryce Camerata. And Bryce Camerata, the senior, that's his 4th reception of the year. He had 39 yards before that and a tud. Camerata making the big play there. Morris utilizing a little bit of a sidearm toss to loft it up, a perfect dot to find his receiver. Not a tight spiral, but that ball had some hang time, finds a man. And he's connecting with his receivers. They're getting their running backs going. Coach Kevin Henley, an experienced HC, has been coaching since '97. He's been within the program for 30-plus years. And the handoff, a block. And again, another huge play by Garrett Crisp. They're establishing a pass game and a run game. Wolfpack coming up with 2 big plays back-to-back between Bryce Camerata and Garrett Crisp.
First down for the Wolfpack in Valley territory on the 31-yard line.
They'll be at the 31. Back-to-back plays by the Wolfpack, and there's a timeout. We brought up Kevin Henley. Let's talk about Coach Len Cusimano. Currently, Coach Len Cusimano is 28-37. He's been coaching the team at the head coach position since 2016. So for 8 years, he's had 4 playoff appearances. This is his 5th and 2 appearances in his state semifinals. He's looking for that again, but the road starts here. They've had a plethora of college alumni, some Super 100 All-State players. And this year they have some really talented players as well, young but talented. And a big tackle made there by Ashton Kaczynski.
Number 29, Sam Rizzuto takes the carry.
Sam Rizzuto with the carry there. He's another one of the running backs. They just have a committee of backs. It's something you're seeing now at the NFL level, now at the college level, and it's certainly something and a system that's being implemented tonight here at the high school level. A handoff, a gain, and a tackle. And they move the chains again, and they'll get another set of downs as they're really pushing Pascack Valley to the brink. All the way back, defending the end zone now.
Morris with the handoff to Wu.
Tyler Wu there with the carry, so now he's got some rushing yards as well. They just utilize all of their running backs and receivers like Debo Samuel. You can see they can air the ball out, but they're certainly finding their run game is working. Morris, the handoff again, and a tackle. Brought down a few yards. Man on the sideline flicking the sign to second down.
It'll be a gain of 3.
Another attempt by Crisp, and the Wolfpack will go back to the drawing board here. This is the first meeting between the programs ever. Pascack Valley's been around since the 50s. And another rush attempt there by Jackson Corkery.
Corkery takes the sweep. He's tackled after a short gain by Joe Rantola.
You're seeing all these backs utilized. You see Crisp, you see Camerata, you see Rizzuto, you see Corkery. You're seeing all these running backs be utilized tonight. They find Tyler Wu in the air for their first touchdown of the game at the start of the second quarter, and there's 4:23 on the clock right now. Wolfpack in the red zone again, looking for their second score of the game. Pascack Valley looking to bottle things up on home turf. And Morris A pass off on the horizontal plane, and he's brought down, pass thrown to nobody, trying to get rid of the ball. And that'll bring down 4th down. The coach is giving them some instruction from the sideline, and they'll look to go for a field goal attempt here. And the field goal is good. That'll put them up. 10-0, 3:56 remaining. Field goal's good. Wolfpack on the last 2 drives. A touchdown and a field goal. Pascack Valley is 0 on the board right now. So they look to get Kevin Regula going. The sun is now set. It is crisp. Almost as crisp as Garrett tonight. The lights are beaming on the field. It's dark and dim in the valley. You see the silhouettes of the trees in full fall form tonight. October 27th. Pascack Valley, last few seasons, I mentioned their record. 2022, they were 4-7, 21, 7-4, 2020, 2-3. So they've had some ups and downs. 2019, they went 8-3. The year before that, 18, 3-6. They had some quarterback trouble. Weak quarterback at the quarterback position. Joe Campagna just couldn't get the job done at all. Legend Dominguez opted not to play. That left Matt Ure doing a lot of the heavy lifting for that team, kicking his own field goals, running the ball. He was a receiver. He was a quarterback. He did anything the coach asked him. And on the return, gaining a few extra yards and a big play there on the return. And that was Marley Smith. A big play to shake a few tackles off, gain a few extra yards, and put them at the V of the logo. 43-yard line for the Panthers. 3:47 on the clock. We'll see if they can convert before half. Shaw loads up, hits Regula in the flat, and he gains a few extra yards, breaks a few tackles, and he's able to get to the 50-yard line. At midfield, Regula is able to do his work. He's a workhorse. 45-yard line, my apologies, and clock's ticking. They're at midfield position, and they're looking to convert here before half. Shaw's Regula lined up, and a flag. Looks like it'll be a flag tossed on the Panthers. False start.
That'll send them back 5. It'll be 2nd and 9.
5 yards back. Virtually wipes Regula's last attempt. Kevin Premium, we haven't seen him finding too much space yet tonight. They got to get him going if they want to find success in this quarterfinal playoff game. Now, 2013-14, they went 10-2 back-to-back seasons, and that's when they won the state sectional championship. That's now 10 years ago, a decade ago, under coach Craig Nielsen, and now Guzmano's been the head coach for a number of years now. He's looking to break out and bring this program back into that competitive picture. Back to MetLife. Shaw hits a man in the open, gets a few yards, upfield, the flag tossed, and he's brought down. Now is Colin Foley, a senior captain. He's a running back, but he received the ball there. Looks like flag tossed. Hold on the offense.
It'll be a block in the back on the offense.
tough when a team like this is trying to get momentum and you take some penalties. It's hard to get the ball moving, literally and metaphorically. For the Panthers, another play brings them a few yards back and virtually wipes Colin Foley, number 23's great reception there, and they're moving way back. So they're at the 35. Oh, it looks like they'll be at the 35 or the 40. They huddle up. We'll see what the coaches concoct for the Panthers on the play call. Coach Cusimano's a prepared man. He's big about getting in the gym. And you're seeing how it pays off the way Regula is able to run through guys. He's not the biggest kid. He's not the brawniest kid, but he's strong. Shaw, pass off to Regula, hits him in the flat, and he gets the first. There you go, 25 in motion.
Shaw connects with Regula for the swing pass. It'll be a first down for the Panthers. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Wolfpack.
Before Cusimano was head coach, Craig Nielsen was head coach from 2001 to 2015. He won back-to-back titles in 13 and 14. He's one of the 3 notable coaches in the program's history. Coached for 14 years. Shaw rolls out. He's looking for a man. An errant pass is brought down by Franzalia.
Shaw rolls out left and connects with number 4, Michael Franzalia. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd down coming up. Franzalia activated. You saw Didi drop pass earlier. And that led to an interception.
A flag is down on the play. It'll be holding on the offense.
A flag and another hold on the offense. Went under the radar. We just heard from the arena announcement. I didn't see the flag down. And the officials move things back, get a reaction from the crowd from that one.
It will be 1st and 20.
1 minute on the clock.
47-yard line.
And they're at the 47. Before half, we'll see if they can convert. They got a 0 on the clock. The crowd is restless. They've taken a few offensive penalties. That's killed their momentum. Regula hasn't been activated as much as the Panthers would like him to be. Shaw takes it himself, puts on a stutter step move, and he's tripped up and goes down.
Shaw takes the draw for about 10.
10-yard gain, 34 on the clock, and
Valley will use a timeout.
Valley uses their timeout to figure out their game plan, and they're going to need a big second half if they can't convert. Plenty of football right now, 34 seconds if they manage the clock right. They're going to try and get Starr on the field if they can. He's warming up on the sidelines right now. If you could get him into field goal range, you could at least get the field goal. Get a few points on the board before half. Panthers just haven't been as sharp in this half. A few misconnections. A few rush plays that haven't succeeded, and a few penalties, whether that's false start, holding, what have you. The West Milford Wolfpack are a team that, again, the record, if you say it in the same sentence as how you describe their game, it would throw someone off. They are truly a team that their record does not indicate what they're capable of or what the program's capable of. Shaw finds a man in the flat, and he's brought down a few extra yards. Ashton Kaczynski with the reception. 26 on the clock. He's brought down, so the clock is now started again. Shaw spikes it.
Shaw takes the snap and spikes it.
And
21 seconds left in the half.
with 21 seconds on the clock, they'll look to advance the ball. They have their offensive unit out right now. Shaw listens to the play call. Panthers teeing up a big play here. 21 seconds. This is a play that if it goes your way, you'll remember. If it doesn't, you're going to look back on it. And a pass made. Caught, and DeCosta runs out. 16 on the clock. Blinking in red. DeCosta with another reception this game. That's his second. He had a reception in the first quarter. Number 17. Panthers have utilized a lot of their assets tonight, more so than I've seen in recent games. You got DeCosta, you hit Franzali, you tried to hit Didi earlier. Regula's got his feet moving. Shaw's tried to take it himself. They're using all their special talents on offense. 16 on the clock. Kaczynski in motion. Shaw looks left. A pass off to DeCosta for a fade and no flag. Looks like there could have been some pass interference. It's one of those calls that you could call pass interference on virtually every play, but it's if you opt to or see it. There definitely was something there. I'd love to be able to see a replay and see that in slow motion. 12 on the clock. They're going to have to run another play. A lot of boos from the stands after looked like DeCosta was tied up on a pass interference from the defense on a fade play. Regular lined up to the right. They got a man one-on-one. Kaczynski in motion. Shaw rolls right. He's being chased down. He's almost tripped up. He takes it himself, runs it. And they take a timeout. 3 seconds, Shaw with a big play, scrambling.
Shaw scrambles to his right.
That's where the running back experience comes up huge. 3rd and 7, 3 seconds left. They're going to go for the field goal attempt here. Take the points. Get something on the board. 3 seconds left. 10-0 West Milford. Star lines up. Gets his footing. Snap's good. So is the field goal. There's points on the board for Valley. Star puts the Panthers on the board. To end the half, it's 10-3 West Milford leading on the road. Pascack Valley Panthers will head to the locker room and get ready for a big second half. Thanks for joining us on Pascack Valley TV tonight. Matthew Mugno on the mic. Michael Sherman directing in the booth with Mike Tedesco. And we have some sideline camera work and camera work up here next to me in the stands. Great job by our production crew to bring you this game. We'll see you for the second half of action in 20 minutes. Thanks for joining us on PV TV. Welcome back to Pascack Valley TV. I'm Matthew Mugno, broadcasting the game here. 10-3 score. Been saying the wrong team. It's West Morris. That's right, West Morris, not West Milford. Against Pascack Valley here in the Valley. We're watching PVTV, home of what will be the PVTV Halloween special this upcoming Tuesday. Haunted house made out of Mr. Sherman's room. Mr. Sherman leading the charge. Mike Tedesco directing. Jaden Martinez on one camera. Ryan Ghygliotti on the other camera. Matthew Mugno on the mic here, covering the game for you for Pascack Valley TV. I know we have a bunch of listeners at home, and I'm sorry I disappointed more than once this season. I've messed up a situation where Kevin Regula was healthy, and I stated that he was injured. That was 2 weeks back. And I just mentioned West Milford for the entire first half when it's West Morris. So my apologies for the folks at home. We really enjoy that you're coming to watch the live stream. I know it's likely for family, friends that are playing in this game, and we try and bring you the best coverage. We have a sideline cam. We have a camera up top next to me. We have a director. We have our producer, Michael Sherman, who's the film and television teacher at Pascack Valley. He has 3 different classes now. He's been here for closer to a decade now, and I had him as a teacher, graduated in 2019. He was only a teacher for 2-3 years. Now he's built an entire program. 2 of his former students are working this game. I'm on the mic at Andre DeBogian Films by AD is an LLC, and he does the end of the year video and week by week highlights with creative twists and spins onto those. Last week rained here. He found a way to film that game as well. We have a bunch of photographers in the building. Tom Jolly. Every now and then we'll have a show. Gindi. These are photographers affiliated with local newspapers or doing it for the joy of the game and sharing it with the football programs. And here we go, the kickoff for the second half. Corkery launches one. K. Smith receives. He dodges, ducks and dives, and he's wrapped up and brought down there by Ethan Early, a junior defensive back. And the Panthers will start with the ball. Adam Shaw, Kevin Regula. Let's see what they got in the tank.
On their own 36-yard line.
The receivers have been active in this game as well. Pascack Valley's throwing the kitchen sink, but just hasn't formulated a perfect game plan tonight. They've had a lot of attempts, whether it's some jet sweep plays, run the ball through the wall type of plays. They've tried to hit receivers on a few opportunities. They hit Colin Foley. Some flags have interfered with their progression and finding a rhythm, and let's see if they can reset that. They are a second-half team. Everyone you talk to around here says they're a second-half team, and Regula off to the races, and he's brought down, wrapped up, and that'll bring us a quick second-down play.
Regula gets the carry. He goes for about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The receivers on Valley that have been active are Ashton Kaczynski, Dante DaCosta, Owen Dede, Michael Franzalia Jr., and Owen Dede. They're on the field lining up right now. They got 2 one-on-one receivers. They're lined up to the left, Foley in motion. Shaw receives the ball, hands it off to Regula. Tries to punch it up the gut again in a pile of humanity. Second rush attempt stymied by the West Morris defense.
He gets no gain. It'll be 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9 on a no gain. The Panthers have so much talent. You're wondering when it's going to break through in this game. As we've seen in the last few weeks, they've had a number of 40-plus score games. In the rumble for the rail against Riverdale here against the Golden Hawks. A conference opponent they punished in the second half after being in a tight contest, a tie game, a shootout type game, and Regula comes up with a reception and he's brought down on third, and it looks like he's about third and an eternity from the first down marker, and they'll trot out the punting unit.
Kaplan on out to punt.
Justin Kaplan and Evan Starr are actually best friends. The two were messing around in gym one day, and Starr had him settle and kick a ball, and it went to one of the coaches for the Pascack Valley Panthers, Bill Weigel, who then said, "Hey, you playing any sports in the fall?" Kaplan said, "No, I don't." And Coach Weigel said, "Why don't you come out for the football team? You got a pretty good leg." Lo and behold, a player that used to play soccer, wasn't playing anything in the fall, turned around and started playing football. He's best friends with Starr, and Kaplan holds the ball for Starr for field goals and extra points. So usually you're pointing to your best friend in the stand saying, "Hey, that touchdown was for you." Instead, in the heat of the moment, one of the hallmark points in games is making field goals or missing field goals, your best friend settling them for you. That's truly an amazing story. Wes Morris stifled on a run attempt. You'd have to pick off the top of your head which player was rushing. It's either Chris Bencherwicks, Sam Rizzuto, Jackson Corkery, Wu, DeFusco, Morris himself. They have an absolute committee. I mean, if you walked into a room, you could have a full-on meeting in a lecture hall with the amount of running backs they have. Valley lines up. They have Marley Smith lining up against Drown. A run play. And a push, and it looks like it's going to move the chains. And they earn the first down on that. Score is currently 10-3 West Morris Wolfpack. Wearing Carolina Blues. They have a Carolina Panthers set up for their uniforms against the Pascack Valley green uniforms, the Kelly Green. Panthers, who used to be the Indians until a few years ago, changed the name, have embraced it, and also have a new turf field that was installed 4 years ago. Another handoff. Kaczynski comes up with a tackle, along with Merlino. The marker's just short of the 40.
Rizzuto takes the sweep. He's chopped down by number 18, Action Kaczynski. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Watch it on PVTV, home of the PVTV Halloween special. If you're free and around on Tuesday, check that out. Brand new episode, a special episode on Tuesday, produced by the all-world Michael Sherman. PVTV releases episodes weekly. Flag down on that play.
Flag on the play. They'll be holding on the offense.
They'll be holding on the offense, so they'll march back a few yards, and on third down, they'll have to concoct some sort of play. They want to stay and keep their foot on the gas. They've been in playoff games and playoff situations recently where they were either leading or on the other end of that and had to come back, or were in the lead and they were giving up points. When you're an experienced playoff team, though, you know how to make those adjustments, and Kevin Henley is that type of coach to be in that situation. I mean, you have 30-plus years at the position. You're like the Belichick of local Bergen County NJSIAA football. North Jersey football in action here tonight. Scores 10-3, the visitor. Morris loads up, gets a pass off. It floats off his hands, but they're still able to connect on that as the pass went out to Bryce Camerata, who had a reception earlier in the night. but that'll bring on
Morris completes it to Camerata.
third down.
He's tackled by Jake Merlino. It'll be 3rd and 13.
Jake Merlino made the tackle there. He's one of the leaders on defense for the Panthers. Merlino has 52 total tackles on the year. He has a few tonight. Probably puts him more in the 60 range. He's like a one-man wrecking crew. Names like Merlino, Ricciardi. They're players that have made big plays on the defensive side of the ball.
I had like polka dot jacket with striped pants and a bow tie.
And the blitz. An attempt. The pass goes out to Corkery, who's brought down on a great tackle. And that'll roll 4 on the board, and they'll have to punt this ball off to the Panthers, who are looking to start on the offensive side. They got a field goal before the half ended, managed to clock well. Shaw made a great play scrambling, and they were able to get Starr onto the field to get 3 on the board. 5:26 on the clock. You never want to be in the race against the clock, and that's where the Panthers currently are. Plenty of football left, but that clock is ticking. Time is inevitable. And the punt from Corkery. Up in the air to Kaczynski, who's going to receive. And the ball's brought down around the Valley 35.
Is down. The Valley will take over. It'll be 1st and 10 on Valley's 34-yard line.
Panthers lining up here on offense. They got Franzale a one-on-one on the outside with Dede. We've seen this formation before for the Panthers. Shaw, the fake handoff, a pass out to Dede. It's not in his vicinity. He can't come down with it, and we'll be on 2nd down quick.
It'll be 2nd and 10.
An incompletion, an attempt from Shaw to Dede. We'll see if Kevin Premium can get the engine started. He's got 19 TDs on the season. You heard that right. 19 touchdowns on the season. 18 rushing, 1 receiving. He had a 4-touchdown game against Riverdale, the Golden Hawks, in the Rumble for the Rail 2 weeks ago. He had a 5-touchdown game in a moved game from a Friday to a Saturday, not a college football game, against Paramus on the road. He put up 5, a handful, literally. And Kai Smith gets the ball. And he runs, and the sophomore is brought down by the sideline, and that'll bring on 3rd down. Panthers need to get a gain here.
Shaw hands it off to Smith.
Another handoff attempt.
He gains a yard. It'll be 3rd and 8. Excuse me, 3rd and 9.
Be 3rd and 9. Panthers need any sort of life right now. They need some play that can energize the sidelines, the stands, that 5th man, that Seahawks call them the 12s. The fans in the stands, the 12th man. Shaw, a pass out to DaCosta, who brings it down and is short of the 1st. Oh. And it looks like a yard short. Sticks don't move. You're on 4th down. We'll see what they opt to do. It's interesting to see the difference between the offenses. Everything's through the run game, but it's so different. You have Regula and K. Smith when needed. And then you have a full committee from Wes Morris. And there's a communication here. There's 4:38 on the clock. They're still trying to figure out the play call here. Shaw's still trying to figure out what's going on. You have a sophomore quarterback under center who was a running back, so these are situations he's not accustomed to, and they run the ball. They have to run the ball, and he's brought down. Looks like Regulo was short as he tried to jump the pile.
Timeout on the field for a measurement.
And the fans are disgruntled here as Valley, they look to review how short the ball was, look for a measure. They're bringing the sticks onto the field. Panthers need any sort of life. If they can get this, maybe it'll pump their tires a little bit. And it's good. Regulo is able to punch the hole. He just got the ball over the marker, it seems, and they'll go on. I'm always amazed at how technology's advanced in so many sports. You have instant replay to see if someone's pinky toe is out of bounds, but in order to check if a team has gotten the first down, they still walk 2 poles led by a chain onto the field. And now Pascack Valley has another set of downs, and they survive on that 4th down play. Shaw fakes the handoff, pump fakes, has a man, Franzalia, downfield, touchdown, Michael Franzalia! There it is! First touchdown of the year for number 4! And the Panthers are on the board! What a play by Shaw to recognize. He tried to hit a man in the flat, had Franzalia in motion down the sideline and threw a dot to him. Extra point unit on the field. And it's good. Tie game. The Panthers survive on a 4th down play on a rush attempt by Regula. Air the ball out to Franzalia. And it's 10-10 here in the Valley. You know, no better kid than Adam Shaw to shake off the first half, make a big play in the big moment. He's a sophomore, shifted from the running back position into the quarterback position. He looks to his left, makes the decision. He says, no. He had a man, didn't think it was the best option. Wes Morris fumbles the ball, and he's brought down in the backfield, and there's a foul on the play. It looks like most likely some sort of after-play flag, roughing of the returner.
Personal foul on the kicking team. That will set the Wolf Pack up at better starting field position. It'll be first and 10 for
Another flag against the Panthers. Discipline has been something that if you want to hang in a game, especially a game that's knotted up at 10-10, you just get on the board. You don't want to give a team an inch. You don't want to give them a centimeter. And the Panthers give up 15 yards on a foul play on the return. The handoff's good, and a few yards are fought for. Tackles made, and Tyler Wu has the touchdown for The Wolf Pack is brought down.
It'll be 2nd and 8.
Second down, 2nd and 8 here. Pascack Valley TV bringing you all the action. We have a camera up here next to me. That's the wide shot. We also have a camera down on the field. PVTV alumni Andre DeBagian with the highlights coming at you in the next few days on his film accounts, Films by AD. Check out his YouTube, check out his Instagram. Tom Jolly taking photos on the sidelines. The media's got you covered tonight. Morris rolls out. Airs the ball up and over, and he misses his target. Looking for Gavin Drown, number 88. That'll bring us to 3rd down on this drive. Panthers D doing a good job shutting things down. Morris rolls out, and he tried to hit a man streaking down the sideline, overthrew him. Michael Franzali had now recorded a touchdown all season. He's one of the top receivers for the team, similar to Tyler Wu on the other side of the ball. Both receiving leaders on both of their respective teams. The guy that checked down, we need a slant, we need a hook play. They had you. They were their outrunners. They were the medium guy, the Michael Thomas, a little bit of a slant here and there. Comes up, both have come up with huge touchdowns in this game to get their teams on the board. Morris pump fakes, and a huge sack! Colin Kraus! A huge sack from 32! And that'll put an end to their drive. Pascack Valley has life.
4th and 15. Kaczynski is back to return.
Ball gets way up in the air. Fair catch from Owen Dede. And the Panthers will start another drive. They were successful on their last drive. First touchdown of the game. Franzalia coming up with a big play. Shaw reading the situation. Looking left. Shaking it off. Looking deep. Had a man running down the sideline. It's 10-10 on the board. 2:05 on the clock. Fourth quarter is looming over the valley. It's dark now here. Fall crisp air, but it's a beautiful night. Hillsdale, New Jersey. Pascack Valley, combo Hillsdale and Rivervale. Regulo getting a few yards. Fighting for a few yards, and he's down.
He'll take it for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6.
West Morris is a school that is in Chester Township. This is a team and a program, I think it's systematic. You have a coach that's had 30-plus years experience. Coaching West Morris since 91, head coach since 97. Regula, brought down. He's got those legs working, bub. He's brought down, 3rd and 6 right now. They're at another 3rd down situation. They were able to convert on a 4th down that allowed them to get the new set of downs for Shaw to find Franzalia. It looked like for a brief moment the pressure had gotten to him. Some indecision. He shakes that off as a sophomore under center and says, no, I'm going to get his points on the board, and gets the job done earlier. But the job's not finished tonight, and Shaw misconnects with Franzalia.
Shaw's pass is incomplete. It'll be 4th and 6.
And Coach Weigel's pissed.
38-yard line.
with Shaw.
Kaplan on out to punt.
And another block punt. The second block punt in the game and a flag.
Kaplan's punt is blocked again.
Chaos going on in the field right now.
West Morris will start out in Valley territory.
West Morris blocks a punt attempt. There's a flag on the play from a late hit. And just before that, Shaw misconnected with Franzalia in a tie game and took some heat from the sideline. I mean, we're talking about a sophomore quarterback who's done a fantastic job so far, fending off the pressure of this game, playing against a program run by a head coach that's had 30-plus years of experience. Literally the Bill Belichick of NJSIAA football for the North Region, North Jersey football. Defense on the field for Valley. And West Morris rolling out. A pass over the center and a pick attempt from Kaczynski. They had him tracked down.
Morris's pass is just
And it
overthrown.
just was overthrown.
Number 16, Martel Cuomo.
It ended in the end zone,
Second and 10.
but didn't hit the intended target. West Morris with another attempt here on second down. The officials have certainly tossed the flag if there's any sort of late hit in this game, but the Panthers have had some discipline issues tonight as they've taken a few fouls that have allowed West Morris to gain extra yards, get back into plays, get back into drives from. A man in motion, a pitch, and a man running up the gut, and he's brought down. That was Tyler Wu. Tyler Wu has played sweep plays, run through tackles. He has a touchdown. He's been a receiver. They really have a unit of 5-2 players. They run that offense like it's the 49ers. You have tight ends on jet sweeps. You have running backs running out as receivers on go routes.
10-10.
We're back here for PVTV Halloween special coming up this Tuesday. We got Ryan Ghygliotti on a camera, Jaden Martinez on a camera, Mike Tedesco directing. They go to run the ball, and it's brought down on a big tackle play by the Panthers. We're now in the fourth quarter. All right. Bobby Coletti right behind me on the PA, filling in for Kendall Santos, doing a great job. I mean, for a first run, you'd think the kid might have one or two gaffes, but he's been phenomenal. In fact, some of what he's saying is more accurate than what I've been saying here in the mic. Bobby Coletti, PV student right now. Great job to Bobby. PA announcing here at the stadium. Now for the playoff picture, Pascack Valley, barring they win, would be home if Sparta, who's the number 7, beats Hillside and they win their matchup. But if Hillside, the number 3 team, wins, Pascack Valley would be away. There's your playoff picture for you.
Pascack Valley takes their first timeout
PV
of the
takes
second
a timeout early in the half.
half. 11:09 left in the quarter.
Fourth quarter, first timeout of the half, early in the fourth. It's 10-10 game. They've had some plays that they're rolling with the pressure. Shaw with the misconnect on Franzalia stands out. 2 blocked punts. We're just talking about how the punting unit got together, and they're great friends in Starr and Kaplan. Best friends turn teammates, turn unit mates. It's a special breed to be a kicker and the placer.
Pascack Valley will have 2 timeouts left in this game, while West Morris will have 3. It'll be 4th and 2.
And a big play coming up here. It's 4th and 2 for West Morris. They roll out a pass in the flat, and they can't come up with the tackle, and they'll get the first. That was Marley Smith that just missed. He's a sophomore. Something to note, I think, for a lot of the unrest here in the stands. This is a very young team. Kevin Regula, junior. Adam Shaw, sophomore. Kai Smith, Marley Smith, sophomores. Starr, junior. You have a lot of young players. Kazinski, junior. And they've had impacts on this game. They've had impacts all season. That's why they're at where they are right now. This was a year that they thought they'd be growing, and yet they took a huge leap, having 4 wins above 500. And a run play. Puts West Morris at the gates of heaven. 10:20 on the clock. It's a 10-10 game.
7-yard gain for Crisp. It'll be 2nd and 3.
As mentioned, Bobby Coletti doing a great job on the PA tonight. You're watching on PVTV. Matthew Mugno on the mic here. Down in the valley, a crisp night, a beautiful night for some Friday Night Lights football. As Pascack Valley takes on West Morris in round 1 of the playoffs. And a rush play and a touchdown. Garrett Crisp. And West Morris takes the lead after a blocked punt attempt. Allows them to march downfield through their run game. And Garrett Crisp, who's done it all year for them, comes up with a huge touchdown to take the lead with 9:45 on the clock.
Yeah, on to kick.
And the extra point's blocked. A huge play by Joey Von Tobel. And that'll hold it to 16-10. No extra point there. That'll allow Pascack Valley to tie the game on a score alone if they're able to get to the end zone. And we'll hold it to 2 field goals to tie the game if they're not able to get within range and striking distance of the end zone. And they got to trot Starr out. Joey Von Tobel, probably the biggest play, defensive play of the game for the Panthers. I've broadcast 2 other games. I would say it's probably his biggest play of the year, maybe of his football career. He comes from a huge line of football players in his family. His brother Desmond plays in college for the Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute Engineers. He works out frequently at Fitness 19 in the offseason. The local gym, Rivervale, New Jersey. Rivervale, Hillsdale make up Pascack Valley. K. Smith on the return. I try to find the hole and gets wrapped up and brought down. And they'll start the offensive for the Panthers.
First and 10.
The Panthers season is now on the clock, 9:40 remaining. They're going to have to beat the clock in order to beat West Morris. The clock is the biggest enemy right now, and time is ticking. Shaw loads, decides to run it. Makes a spin move and gains a few yards on that run attempt, and that'll bring down second down. Shaw has, coming into this game, he had 70 attempts rushing. He was a running back growing up. And he shifted to the quarterback position this year, and he's able to throw some darts like he threw to Frenzalia for the TD. In the third quarter, to knot the game up, that's impressive. That's athleticism, man. That's what Kevin Regula said. He said he's an athlete. So did number 53, Enis Feratovic, his center. He hits Frenzalia again. He drops it, and it's intercepted by Tyler Wu, who now has a touchdown and an interception. Can't look to your quarterback on that one, or really Frenzalia threw it just behind the receiver. And it's picked off. 8:52 on the clock. There's passion here, but there's still plenty of time in this game for Pascack Valley to make a stop, get the ball back, and score. West Milford sets a man in motion. We've seen this before. They hand the ball off, and a good wrap up by Dante Ricciardi. We have not said his name a lot tonight either. There's been some players that just have been nullified by West Milford's strategic planning and game plan. Mentioned some alumni that have come out of Pascack Valley. Kyle Schneider went to Cortland, Steve Farrell, UPenn, John Figueroa, John Hopkins, Jack Lepardo, SUNY Maritime, Andrew Demboski, PVTV alumni, TCNJ, Jesse LaGrossi, Salve Regina, Charlie Lewis, Dartmouth College, James Della Pesca, Temple University. Jake Williams is an Ithaca Bomber. Last back to have 1,000 yards, Regula. If I could try and get in the ballpark, I would say he hasn't hit that 1,000-yard marker in this game, and with the season on the clock, we'll see if he can activate late in this game and get on the board, as 25 is an engine for this offense. He is Kevin Premium. He's not just Kevin Regula. Again, I want to restate my apologies to the Regula family. I'm still baffled I didn't see Kevin on the sideline. He was visible in the camera shot we had from the live stream, and I just did not see the 2-5 on the sideline. I thought he went down with the 2 calf cramps, and I thought it was maybe a worse injury. And with the ambulance coming on the field, fans in the way of me here in the bleachers, I made an assumption, and I think I learned from that lesson for sure. You know, that's not something you mess with. Coach Moran informed me about it, and again, I sincerely apologize to the Regula family, his friends, extended family, whoever is watching in support. I mean, he's a super talent for this offense. 19 touchdowns on the year, and a good kid. I've had him in class a few times as a substitute. Sometimes you get rambunctious kids. He's very mild-mannered. Even his teammate Enis Feratovic said he's just a kid that gets in the gym. He works hard. He doesn't say much on the field. He just puts his head down and works, and that's character right there. West Morris starting an offensive again.
3rd and 7.
They got Drown one-on-one to the left. A handoff. And Corkery's running the ball. He gets a few tackles, and he's wrapped up by a few numbers. We got 16 and 20 wrapping him up for the Panthers. 7:09 on the clock. Again, it's the race against time for the Panthers season. And another run attempt by Corkery, and they hold the line. Some notable head coaches in Pascack Valley history. Roy Lupinacci, 65-71. He won 3 sectional championships in 7 years, 3 and 7 as head coach. Ed Mullins, he only coached 3 seasons, 87 and 90, but had 1 title in 90 and an undefeated season. Craig Nielsen, mentioned him a few times on this broadcast. From the top, 2001 to 2015, back-to-back titles in 13 and 14. Now, a decade ago, Len Cusimano on that coaching staff, and now he's head coach for a number of seasons. He's got a few seasons under his belt now. Jackson Corkery had the last rush attempt. He's had a punt return touchdown this season. We've seen him do it all. Morris rolls out, goes to air the ball out, throws a dart to the abdomen of Tyler Wu, but Tyler Wu a little bit slow to get up. He took a shot. And that'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Clock just under 5.5 minutes.
It's the small things in a play that lead to the big plays. I mentioned how Shaw looked to his left before he threw the ball to Franzalia, and he's trying to get that connection going. They've had a good connection between 10 and 4, and 2 passes missed, and it led to turnovers. Morris rolls out, and it back has the ball.
Chris takes the carry.
And still waiting to see. He's tied up. It's 4th and 1. Apologies, couldn't see where they were marking down the ball. Friday night lights in the Valley. A beautiful night. 4:33 on the clock. 16-10, the visitors. West Morris Wolfpack. 4-5 record. Doesn't tell the whole story. Head coach Kevin Henley, one of the top in North Jersey. Pascack Valley looks to hold the line. And a false start.
Flag on the play. False start on the offense.
Bryce Camarada, the senior tight end, with the false start.
4th and 6.
Now to 4th and 6. They were at 3rd and 6, made a big play to get to 4 and 1, and now they're back 5 yards from a flag. This will give Pascack Valley a huge advantage to hold the line, turn the ball over with 4 minutes on the clock, run potentially a 2-minute drill to get back on the board. We'll see what they can do. They managed the clock well before half. Morris rolls out, looks to the end zone, airs it up and over. He overthrows his man. Tyler Wu lays out for it, but it's beyond the end zone. Pascack Valley, all they could do was really watch as Morris lofted that ball. And he missed on the connection to Wu at the touchdown earlier in the game.
3 minutes and 36 seconds up to play.
And here we go. Valley with 3:36 on the clock. Possesses. And they look upfield to knot this thing up and potentially win the game. Shaw fakes to Regula. Goes up in the air, he gets tackled, and he gets Fronzali in stride. That connection is on tonight. Of all the almost so close maybes, he's been able to hit Fronzali 2-3 times tonight. And 3:07 on the clock. Shaw getting things going. They get the ball off, and it's handed off. Fake toss, Regula finds a hole, tries to shake one more tackle, and he's brought down, but he gets the first. There it is, Kevin Premium in action.
Regula finds a hole and takes it for 11. It'll be first and 10 for Valley on their own 41-yard line. 2:45 and running.
At the 41. Shaw loads up and finds a man, and he's got field, and he's brought down. Another first, and guess who? Michael Fronzalia. That connection's on tonight. There you go, the orange pole's moving north. Pascack Valley over their logo. 2:21 on the clock. Pascack Valley over West Morris looking to advance to the second round. And a whistle. And a timeout. And Pascack Valley will have time to draw up a plan here. They're second of the half. 2:13 on the clock. The score 16-10. A blocked extra point allows Pascack Valley to get back into this game without requiring getting the extra point themselves to at least be in this game, to keep it tied. If they're able to convert. This is Pascack Valley season right here, 2:13 on the clock. Shaw, Fronzali, and Regula getting the team upfield on offense. West Morris trying to cork it up on defense and save their season at 4-5. Kevin Henley is a mastermind. And he'll have to show his experience through this drive. Can he chalk up a game plan to stop Pascack Valley's advance? Or will the Panthers drive downfield with all of their skill, their youthful talent, and take this game on home turf? Shaw loads, has a man, and it's Regula in stride! He shakes a tackle, and he's brought down by Tyler Wu. There he is, Kevin Premium upfield.
First and 10 on the Wolfpack's 24-yard line. 2 minutes left.
Last few plays have just been Fronzali and Regula alternating. Shaw loads up, has a man, hits him on the sideline. Fronzali runs out of bounds. 1:49 on the clock. They're encroaching upon dangerous territory.
It goes for 6 yards.
A 6-yard toss. Number 4 coming up with it again. He has a touchdown in the game. He's having a hallmark game. Number 4, Michael Fronzalia. The junior wide receiver checks in 5'11", 180. He's come up with a few huge plays tonight. He and Shaw are finally getting that connection down after a turnover earlier in the game. DD in stride. Regula fakes, and there's a flag down.
Flag on the play.
Takes the air out of the bleachers, and a false start on the offense.
It'll be second and 10. Down is replayed.
Second down. Valley loading up again. That'll put them at 2nd and 1. DaCosta lined up one-on-one to the left. DD in motion, Regula right next to Shaw. Shaw steps back, has time and space, lofts it up over the top. A dunk pass. Regula shakes the tackle, and he's brought down. He's in the red zone. There he is, Kevin Regula.
Regula gets the Valley first down. 8
He's got the first, 1:39 on the clock. Visitors up 16-10. Panthers on this drive have marched all the way upfield, alternating between Franzali and Regula. Their first and goal from the 10. Panthers season on the line with 1:39 on the clock. Didi in motion again. Shaw receives the snap. Hands it off. Regula finds the hole, but he's tied up and brought down. That'll bring us to second down, 1:31 on the clock, and it's ticking.
Regula takes the carry. He goes for about a yard. It'll be second and goal from the 9-yard line. A minute 15 and running.
And the Panthers knocking on heaven's door, and DaCosta! It goes through his hands. And that'll bring upon third down as the connection between Shaw and DaCosta just misses. He would have had a sure score if he was able to bring it down.
Pass intended for DaCosta is incomplete.
An incomplete pass, and that brings us to third and goal, 1:08 on the clock.
1:08 left on the clock.
Visitors up 16-10. Here it is, the Panthers knocking on heaven's door, trying to advance to the second round of the playoffs. And they line up. A collective gasp. Air in the lungs of the stands, and Shaw decides to take it himself. Tries to shake off a tackle. Is he in? He's not in. It's fourth and goal. We'll see what the call is and what the decision is. And there's another timeout.
Both teams will have one timeout left.
There's one timeout left. There's exactly 1 minute on the clock, and the ball is 1 yard from the end zone. Inches.
It'll be fourth and goal from the 3-yard line. 1 minute left.
Fourth and goal from the fourth, 1 minute on the clock. Panthers need a big play here. Regula lined up left of Shaw. They're in a stacked formation. They need 4th yards to get a score. Shaw hands it off. Up the gut, and Kaczynski comes up with a TD! And they marched all the way downfield on 7 plays! Touchdown, Panthers! With 1 minute on the clock, they hand off to Kaczynski. With 56 on the clock, a 4-second play. A 7-play drive. Kaplan as the holder, Star out to kick for the extra point. And it's good! Star makes the extra point, and Pascack Valley takes the lead! The Panthers on a final drive to stay alive and keep their season going have done it. It's 17-16 with 56 on the clock.
56 seconds left.
Panthers line up to send the ball the other way. Wes Morris on the pickup on the return, and they're brought down. 50 on the clock.
Quickly on the return.
Score 17-16 Panthers.
He takes it to the Wolfpack 33-yard line.
About a 6-7 play drive from the Panthers. And Kaczynski comes up with a big play to take the lead. Star makes the extra point. Joey Von Tobel's extra point block earlier now stands out as a play of the game, as that allowed the Panthers to take the lead. Not just tie the game, but take the lead on their extra point from Star. Morris rolls back, has a man about a few yards ahead of him who's making some gains. And he's brought down. Garrett Crisp, senior running back, fighting for his high school career right now with 40 on the clock, and he brings it into dangerous territory. Wes Morris with a spike, and 37 seconds on the clock. They'll be able to draw up a play here. See what Wes Morris has in the tank. They have a lot of weapons. Garrett Crisp, Sam Rizzuto, Jackson Corkery, Tyler Wu has been utilized a lot this game. Jacob Morris has to do the 2-minute, really 1-minute drill. And they run the ball out of bounds.
He takes it out of bounds for a gain of 9. 8. Gain of 8. It'll be 3rd and 2.
With an 8-yard gain, it'll be 3rd down and 2 yards, 31 on the clock. Each team has a timeout. It's 31 seconds on the clock, 17-16. At Pascack Valley, they're defending on home turf. They came up with a big play, but Wes Morris has turned around, and now they're running the ball down into Panthers territory. Step back by Morris. He lofts the ball up in the air. He's one-on-one. And the ball's dropped. Looking for Gavin Drown, number 88, had a one-on-one. A little bit of a mismatch. He had some size on Marley Smith. Couldn't come away with it as he faded into the end zone. Didi on the sideline pumping the crowd up. Officials waving something off, and it looks like we'll have a timeout. Valley took their last timeout with 25 seconds on the clock. It is exactly a 1-point game, not a 1-score game, a 1-point game. The Panthers have fought their way back into this game. Notably a second-half team. Has a record of 6-2 coming into this match, but all that is a wash. It becomes one play at a time when you're in the playoffs, and that's where we're at right now. The end of a great match here between the Panthers and the Wolfpack. And in the next 25 seconds of gameplay, we'll see who comes out on top. Morris with the handoff. Off to Corkery, and a big tackle by Kai Smith. And the hurry-up offense, 20 seconds. They got the first. They moved the chains.
17 seconds left in the game. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And again, the Panthers defense has been on the field now for what seems like an eternity. 1-point game. Wolfpack line up. They got a man one-on-one and Alex Ramos to the left. They got Garrett Crisp to the right. Morris rolls back. They got some pressure. He loads up and finds a man who gets the first. And the hurry-up offense.
Morris completes it on the flag route.
7 on the clock.
Clocks it. It'll be 2nd and 10. 5 seconds left in the game.
And there's 5 seconds left in the game.
One timeout left for the West Morris.
A huge play there by Morris. He's done a great job managing the clock, the situations he is in, high pressure. A senior quarterback dueling against a sophomore quarterback, and you're seeing where some of the experience has to do with this game. At least with managing things, maybe some of the nerves. This team's done it before in the Wolfpack. Coached by Kevin Henley. You have a senior quarterback who's been in the system for a long time under a coach with 30 years experience. Cusimano looking to finally break in, make it deep playoff run, and he's got a group that can do it. They certainly have the talent. They're on the younger side, and they're proving everyone wrong. To begin the season, they thought this was going to be a rebuild year. Instead, they're competing. 5 seconds on the clock, and the visiting crowd is roaring, and now the home stands are on their feet. 5 seconds on the clock. A 1-point game. Field goal units out. And the kick is good. And West Milford wins the game on a field goal. There's a flag, but it was picked up. And it looks to be offsetting. The kick is good. The game is over. 0 is on the clock. West Morris comes away with the victory, 19-17. Pascack Valley almost had it in the bag, but it came down to the defense, and they allowed one too many plays on the final drive. And now, West Morris will play either Hillside or Sparta in the next round of the playoffs. Thanks for viewing our show tonight here on PVTV, showing your Pascack Valley pride. A bitter battle to the end, an intense match. And West Morris comes out on top with the Pascack Valley team that has a lot of hope for its future, a young team. Well, be sure to watch on Pascack Valley TV come Tuesday, the Halloween special. A special shout out to our whole crew who's produced 3+ games this year. And in the last few years, Michael Sherman, the greatest teacher you could have at Pascack Valley, producing for us. Michael Tedesco directing, Jaden Martinez on a camera, Ryan Ghygliotti on a camera. PVTV Halloween special this Tuesday. I'm Matthew Mugno. Thanks for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure to call games this season for this Panthers team, a truly special community. Thanks for coming out and watching tonight. Have a good rest of the evening and year.